Good day, everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's a Dyer Thing. Rob here. First and foremost, don't forget to hit that subscribe and that notification button. This way we will always be up to date on everything I do. Before we go any further ahead, I'd like to just say Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you all. And what am I doing here in front of this massive fish tank? Well, stay tuned and you'll find out. Well, yeah, I've always had fish for forever and ever and ever, and this is an 80-gallon fish tank here that I've been running for quite some time, and as you can see, it's kind of semi-neglected. So I am constantly doing water changes and doing filter changes, but I've had a little bit of overgrowth, and you know what? You're looking at it and it's kind of looking boring. So generally come around Christmas time, holidays, when I got lots of time off from work and nothing else to do, I kind of try to spruce up the place every so often and change the little things. So this year, you know what, it's long overdue. I've got quite a abundant of fish in here. I said, you know what, it's time that we remake their home a Christmas gift from us to them, just kind of giving them a new layout of aquarium fun and so on and so forth. But at the same time, we're going to do a lot of maintenance on it. So I have just done the filter, so we don't need to do that. As for filters, I'm running the Fluval 306, two of those that are under here, and then the air system, so on and so forth. So it's all artificial plant. I did go through a phase of natural plant, but the maintenance on that is absolutely crazy. So today what we're going to do, we're going to empty out most of the water. Depending on how things go, I might remove the fish just so I can get some real good cleanup. Now again, you don't want to bring it all the way back to brand new, because then you still need to have a good bacteria, and I got some really good bacteria going on, and biologically this system works really well. So I am going to be removing probably half of the tank of water, if not more if I can. I got a couple of buckets here that are going to be designated for the fish. I got some other buckets that are designated for the water. I'm going to be changing the actual hoses, so the pickup hoses and the inlets and the outlets. I will be changing those to brand new, just because there's a lot of growth inside it, and you know, you can clean it, but it's not gonna really make it very efficient, because within a matter of a short time the growth will start to grow back again, and then you're back into the same position. So while I got this tank almost emptied out, I said it's the best time to actually change the air hose, the inlet and the outlet for the filters. I also have brand new airline hoses with a whole bunch of new stones. So we're going to be replacing the air stones on that. A lot of this decoration, like these houses, these rock houses, are gonna go. Not that you know, the fish need some place to hide and stuff like that, but I want them to feel comfortable, and I want them to have enough hide, but without being completely hidden. The rocks we're going to keep. The substrate, so this gravel, we're going to give it a good clean. Even though I do clean it all every so often, I do have a big suction system. I think it's called a boa. So basically that runs off of the tap. You can kind of go in through, suck up all the crap and the garbage without emptying out too much water. It just runs off of the suction system. You can Google that. But we do have some new coral, crushed coral, that's going to go in here. A lot of these plants are going to be removed. I'm going to see how well I can clean them. If I can keep the long grassy green ones, I don't mind that growth goes back onto it, because again, the growth is really good. It does help in regards to feeding the fish. In regards to fish, what do I have? I have loaches, lots of different kinds of loaches. I have weather loaches, yo-yo loaches, coolie loaches, clown loaches. Then I have a couple of different kinds of knife fish in here. So I have a banded knife fish, I have two ghost knife fish, I have two African knife fish. I got a couple of plecos, albino pleco, a bristlenose pleco. I got lots of different cory cats in here as well. I think for the most part, that's it. So again, it's an 80-gallon tank, so it's definitely going to take us a good day to do this. I do have some backdrop that if I can move physically the tank, depending on how much water I take out, if I can move the tank, I'm going to level it. As you can see, it's a little bit off center, so I'm going to raise up this side a little bit with some wedges underneath the cabinet. See if that works, and then at the same time, if I can change the backdrop, I'd like to change the backdrop. That one's kind of getting old and gone and just needs a good cleanup. So let's get to it, because there's lots of work. Oh, and the pièce de résistance, the whole reason why I'm doing this is because I want to change the decor inside. So I've picked up this. There we go. And this is what I'm going to be putting in. So we've just finished applying all the plants onto this big coral piece here. So this is artificial rock coral piece. So that's going to be the main focal point. So as you can see, it's going to give a lot of hide for the fish as well. So once it's in the substrate, but at the same time, it allows us to still get a good viewing of them without them being constantly hidden. So let's get to it. All right. So the first thing I'm doing right now is I'm going to fill 3/4 way these fish buckets. So the blue buckets are the buckets for the fish. So I'm basically just going to start siphoning out the water. I'm going to get these guys prepared, and then I can put them over on the side. So if I do decide to take the fish out without working around them and putting them into any kind of danger, into harm's way, or stressing them out even more, I may just leave them in this bucket, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes first. Again, it's all about the well-being of the fish as well, right? So siphoning, getting these guys ready, and once these buckets are filled, I'll then empty out the rest of the buckets. So I got the white buckets are for extra water. I have the yellow or orange bucket here. That's for the decor that's in there now. So we'll call that the dirty decor that goes in there, just to kind of keep everything separated. Why am I doing it this way is because I don't want to start stirring up everything and making the water all murky and dirty. I want to try and keep the water as clean as possible in these buckets, so that when I put them back in, I just have less to add some water conditioner if I'm adding some water from the actual tap. So I'm just basically trying to keep as much clean water as possible, and then again is just going to kind of speed up the process of getting the aquarium back up to its normal operating. So lots of work. All right, so for the most part here, we've got all the main decor removed and most of the plants. There are a couple of the little plants left in there. Let's see if I can get some light here so you guys can see. Or here. So there we go. Stay there, don't fall in, otherwise that's an expensive. So I can see most of my fish there in there now. If I start removing those two last plants, it's definitely going to kick up a lot of soil, a lot of crap. So I'm contemplating right now if I start capturing the fish and then transferring them over into the buckets, just to give me a lot more safety net to work as I start siphoning all the crap. I think that's probably the best thing to do. And then from there, we're still gonna swap out our air hoses. We got to scrape all along the back so you can see it, but the top is pretty dirty, and there's a lot of algae growing there. And then do that. And then I can start siphoning, which then will bring the water probably down to the last quarter. And then hopefully from that, I will have enough muscle to move the whole assembly out of the way, and then allow me to swap out the back hoses, because I want the inlets and the outlets to be changed, the air hoses and the backdrop. So let's get to that. For now, I think the craziest part is going to be capturing it's going to be capturing these guys, right? Look at the banded knifefish here. Look, let's get you in. So that's that's a banded knife fish, so that's quite big. We've got the ghost knife fish in the back there. Some brand new little yo-yo loaches. We got cory cats. We've got clown loaches, quite a few clown loaches in there. Sorry, it's getting all stirred up in here. But they're all in there, and we got some African knife fish. So let's see if we can how much we can get here. All right. Okay, I got one here. Can I get your help, Bailey, please? Please. What? Just hold the light. I just want to make sure you're not going to jump out. Whew. Okay. Okay. Relax. Ready? Relax. Do I got two or one? I only got the one. Okay, relax. Relax.
Oh,
there's a bunch of little, there should be a handful of coolie loaches in there. Huh? Okay, I want the light.
There's quite a couple in there.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
As you can see, we finally mostly got it all out. And now I'm just doing the back, preparing for the new backdrop. So I managed to move this out of the way, just get enough water out of it so it actually allows me to make it mobile enough for me to push it. Only got a couple little fishies in there, but those guys are not going to harm, and a couple of the plecos. They're not going to do anything. So we're just going to finish off cleaning it up. I'm going to get the backdrop on. I have some low-tack temporary black vinyl decal, which I'm going to apply on that side, which will black it out. So I think that will be really, really cool. And then from that, I got to clean out all the hose bits, get them all prepped up, and I can start laying everything back out so I can start putting stuff back up. We're going to lay our air hoses, the inlets and outlets, and then we're going to push this back up. I'm going to wedge, I have a piece of wood that's going to go underneath here just to kind of prop up this side here. It's going to wedge it up a bit, and hopefully that's enough just to kind of help level it out a bit. Then we'll start putting the decorations back in. We'll start filling it back up, get it at least halfway, and then we can start adding the fish back in and then top it up, and she'd be good. So getting there, guys, we're getting there. All right, so now we're getting to the point where I've added on the backdrop here, and I'm just coming up with taking off all the air bubbles from the backdrop. In regards to how to put the backdrop on, not the only way, but the best way I've found, and from experience and what I've done in the past, is using Vaseline. So you basically add Vaseline to the back outside of your tank, right? And then you kind of use a squeegee and you take all the air bubbles out. The Vaseline allows it to stick nice, and still once you get it on and then applied, you can see nice and clear right through it. Yeah, it's a little bit messy, so you just got to be very mindful once you've done doing all that you don't put your hands back in the tank until you've washed them out really, really good. But for the most part, it's fairly simple, just a little bit tedious. It's definitely taking a lot more time than I thought it would be, but it is definitely a much bigger tank than it is. But there you go. So there's the backdrop of it. It's definitely going to be super nice once you can pop the light on that. It just gives, I didn't want to put too much backdrop because I didn't want to take away from the main focal point, which is that big rock, right? So slowly getting there. I've transferred all the new hoses. I got brand new hoses. Now I just got to put them back in, lay them out, and then I can push this hole back, run the air hoses, and then start really filling it up. So almost getting there, guys, almost getting there. Right, we got here, or I don't know if you want to go over there. Everything is pretty much done. So the backdrop's on, the pump is on, the hoses are in the outlets, and the air hoses are on. Now we're going to start with the pièce de résistance. We're going to start putting this guy back in. Where do we need it to go? We need it to pull it out this more. Or should we have a bit more open area here, a bit more closed area there, or no, let's bring it over, right? Kind of really centralize it, kind of like that. Okay, one stone is there. Like that?
Yeah.
And then we can build some rock up from there. I still have my coral to put the place in. But for the most part, I got a couple of rocks, corner rocks over there. So there we go, we're getting to there. So the final piece is when we got enough water in here and the fish are back in and everybody's chilling out, and then got to clean the rest of the house so it doesn't smell like fish. A lot of buckets. A lot of water. So this is where we're at now. We're just starting to fill it up. I did rinse my coral a lot, and yeah, it's still a little bit cloudy, but that'll settle down within an hour or so, not even, as it gets diluted as well. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. Once we get it up to almost 3/4 of the way, I'll start the pumps off again, get them running, make sure there's no leaks on that. One thing I do like to do on all my filters, even though they're under tank filters, external filters if you want to call it, the 306s, I do keep them in buckets like this, a nice dry bucket, just in case of a backup, right? If there's ever a leak or something, I do like to monitor them on occasion, make sure that they run dry, make sure that there's no issues, especially now that I've swapped everything out brand new. I did a slight different setup this time around. I've got my 2 pickups in the middle and my 2 outlets on each corner there. So hopefully that will circulate a little bit more, kind of get a little bit of a flush around here. And then I still got the pump, or the fan, sorry, or the prop inside that will kind of swoosh it all around. Hopefully not too turbulent, but enough. And then the fish will hopefully be able to find themselves a couple little nice little hiding spots within this big rock piece. But yeah, we're getting there. Here, let's give it a little shine here, just to kind of get an idea. So we're getting there slowly. Once, like I said, once everything settles down there, you'll see it's going to definitely look a lot nicer there. But yep, getting there. Nice coral, nice ground, and then it's going to be pretty. Well, there you have it, guys. It's pretty much done for the most part, thanks to my super awesome helper Bailey here. And it's just kind of getting to the final clearing up stage here. So it will just, as it progresses, it will clear up nicer and nicer. But for the most part, there's lots of little hides without actually physically being gone. Just enough for the fish to kind of go and get some hiding, but allowing us to still keep an eye on them to make sure everything is good. All the fish have survived, so we're very, very happy to that. Again, a big thank you to Larry from LT Aquatics, or LT Aquariums. Those are the guys where I obtained the big rock there. That's the That was a 2-piece big rock, and other than that, most of the other components and products have come from Big Owls. Sorry, Big Owls. That's where most of my fish have actually come from over the couple of years. Again, we got the loaches and knife fish and the cory cats and all different kinds of little things in here. So most of the furnishing, the flowers and the plants and stuff like that did come from Amazon. So for the most part, it was pretty easy. It was pretty good. It was definitely a little bit time consuming. It took us a grand up to almost 6 hours, I would have to say, with a couple little breaks here and there. But then again, that was really like tearing it right down, giving it a very good clean. So that's going to last for a long time. And then this way the upkeep will be a little bit easier, hopefully. Again, I just go through with the BOA, which is the siphon cleaner that connects up to my faucet. But for the most part, there you go, man. I'm really happy with everything. I think the fish definitely look very happy as well. As it continues to clear up and it continues to get better, these guys will be a little bit more comfort in their new habitat, and they'll be able to get out and play a little bit more. Oh, there's my ghost knife fish. Look at that ghosty. I got that thing no bigger than it was a tiny little sliver of a thing, and over the course of maybe 6 months, it's 10 times its size. So he's definitely going to be happy in there. There's lots of good little nooks and crannies it can kind of go and hide. We got the 2 little African knife fish that you can see right in there. So those guys are very happy. And then we got my banded knife fish. That was the first knife fish I got. He's kind of hiding just down there as well. Again, that was one of the most reasons why I wanted to do this whole setup, is because it just kept throwing itself under a couple of little rocks, and it's just it was kind of scratching itself, and it just wasn't doing it any favor. So it was just eventually going to hurt itself. So very happy with this. I'm tired, I'm done, I'm pooped, but for the most part I'm very happy. So hopefully you enjoyed that. And again, we got a lot more stuff to come along as well. Again, this is not motorcycle or Jeep related, but it's still a Dyer thing. And hopefully you enjoyed this little adventure with us as well as much as I did. And again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you all, Happy New Year. This video will probably just be launched right after that. So again, hopefully everybody's safe, everybody's in good. And here's looking to 2023. Stay tuned, a lot more to come. All right, cheers. Take care, be good, be safe, and don't forget, you bikers out there, keep it covered. So there you go, guys. This is a final update on the tank and how it is now officially went through its full cycle, its bloom. And as you can see, everything is super clean, super clear. Everybody seems to be very happy, and so now we can adjust the different lighting and depending on what we're doing. So now we're going to go into a nighttime mode, just so I can kind of show you exactly what goes on here. So these are the different features, different functions that I have of it. So I am running called the satellite freshwater LED plus. So it does allow me to simulate different lighting modes and different daylights, where we can go through cloudy days and rainy days and stormy days. We can adjust just for the different ambient, and depending on what we want to kind of focus on in regards to lighting and stuff like that. Here's an example. Here would be a perfect storm here. So we're going to go from a daylight, and then it's going to slowly get into a stormy day that's going to come. So we're going to start losing a little bit of light here. So the clouds are going to be rolling in. As you can see here, there is a bit of a fluctuation in lighting, which basically means it's kind of like clouds going in between the earth and the sun. So there we go. So now we're getting to a darker day. It's getting dark, and then we're going to get into some lightning. Right, so this kind of simulates a stormy day, and then the storm will kind of pass through, and then the clouds will kind of clear off and then become a pretty little sunny day again. See, so there you have it. Yeah, no, other than that, I can go through different modes, different sections. I can change individual colors, I can make specific colors, or I can just kind of turn it off and then just have the one night light, which now you can see it has a focal point of the plant there on the left hand side of the screen, but then still allow the fish to kind of roam around at nighttime, because there are a couple of the night guys that very are comfortable, like all the knife fish. They'll come out and they'll actually skim the top of the water here, and they'll be a lot more comfortable. But for the most part, everything is good, everything is happy, everybody seems to be very happy, and it definitely brings a lot more nicer life, brand new, and just more enjoyable to see. So thank you.